within Aviva, innovation is key to the business. We have our own innovation team. They work across the business and their role is primarily to innovate. They're not tied to one particular product or even one particular business area. They look at our kind of business and processes as a whole and try and find ways to innovate and develop new products, services and also improve our systems. As part of my role, I advise the Aviva UK business as a whole on a variety of matters relating to privacy and Aviva's digital strategy. That includes things like carrying out data protection assessments on new initiatives, proposed uses of automation, machine learning and AI. And we really are, I mean, I certainly, and I'm sure a lot of other people are seeing it as well, within the past few years, we are seeing a real focus on new technologies and what feels like a real shift forwards in technology. I've been with Aviva for the past 3 years, which in Aviva terms is a very, very short period of time. And we are, even in my kind of 3 years, I'm seeing a much more pronounced move towards digitisation and use of innovative technology. Even in those past 3 years, we really do see it as key to supporting our customers and their financial needs. This has been a really big pace of change, and it's meant that it has been really key to us as a legal team to work really closely within the teams in our business who are leading the implementations of these technologies. I mentioned before, we sit in that office. We don't sit with the other lawyers. We sit with the teams that are doing this kind of work in the same office as they do. And we have very regular discussions with some of the key teams. So I have weekly meetings in my diary with teams that we know are kind of involved in big projects or coming up to being involved in big projects. So we really are getting engaged with those teams at the start of those projects. They know who we are, they know who we can come to, and we engage with them really, really regularly. And that really helps to us to advise from a privacy perspective, but also make a contribution to the process and a contribution to these products and services, which means we are genuinely valued advisors.
And presumably really helps from a privacy by design perspective, the fact
Absolutely.
that you're embedded, because you, as you say, you get to see stuff very early on, well before any sort of suppliers have got too far down the track, so you don't have any leverage anymore, which is often a problem.
Yes.
So you're right there in the thick of it, enabling those process designs to be steered in the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the worst thing is people come to us at the last minute and we try and make changes. It's frustrating for us. It's really frustrating for the business. They've got this amazing idea, they've worked it through, they think it's brilliant, and we're kind of saying, we'll just tweak this here or tweak this there. What actually we want to be doing is right at the start saying, look, have you thought about this, and what about this, and how can we make this work better for our customers? And I think the more input we can get from various stakeholders of that, the easier it is to make better products and better services and give our customers the best experience.
And I think there's an example of something you've launched fairly just in recent weeks.
Yes, literally, it's relatively hot on the press. We have released Aviva MyDrive. So it is a new proposition that builds telematics into our MyAviva app. So it sits in the native element of the app. You sign in through the app, and it is available to a pool of customers with certain motor policies. As a telematics product, it detects and scores how an individual is driving, and key to us is it shows individuals how they can improve their driving. It provides in the app bite-sized guidance and advice, which is specifically tailored to them and their driving. And we can then also use the score that is produced based on that telematics data to offer a discount when it comes to renewal. We don't use it to penalise customers. It's not about that. We don't use it as part of the claims process. It is really key about actually how do we improve customers' driving, make their driving more safe, and ultimately then that also decreases risk to Aviva. And we were involved in that from the start, which meant that we could look at from the beginning what data they were collecting, how they were doing with it, how they were managing this. And one of the key considerations we had in relation to MyDrive was actually being really transparent about it. What does it do? How does it work? And making sure individuals knew how it worked and what they were signing up to. And the fact that we were engaged from the start of that journey meant that we were involved in those discussions about not just the privacy policy. No one was coming and saying, can you write a privacy policy for this? But we were involved in the whole user journey. So we input into all customer-facing documentation, from the sign-up pages, from the product information, and the FAQs, everything about that, what we were involved, we saw, and we input into at a really early stage, which meant that we were really comfortable that we were meeting our transparency obligations, which are actually a requirement both from the ICO and also the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, has quite strict rules about making sure products are understandable. So being able to kind of meet both those requirements right from the start before we kind of started to develop products was really, really helpful.